sometime before the events of Superhero and after the events of Broly? What if the gang gathered the Legendary Saiyan himself in order to bring out his godly potential? How would his brutal nature and ferocity clash with the tranquil state of such a transformation? And how powerful could it possibly make him? This manga was created by UnrealEntGaming and his team, and since yet again he was nice enough to share it here too, consider helping him make stuff like this possible by checking out his Patreon using the links below, where all his usual exclusive mangas are available to read. With our heroes, though optimistic, Gohan asks his dad if he really thinks something like this will truly work. They haven't tried anything similar to this in a very long time. Does he think he's ready for this level of power? If we look at Gohan, he appears to be back in his training gi and is sporting a fresh haircut. Clearly he's decided to put the books down and get back to some of the action. Responding, his father believes Broly is more than ready. In fact, he thinks he would be the perfect person to learn the powers of a Super Saiyan God. It should be fun. The boys, still vertically challenged, are present for this occasion as well. Maybe after this, they can ask the adults to make them into Super Saiyan gods too. Then they'll fuse and become the strongest warrior out of all of them. They'd be so awesome as God Gotenks. Vegeta feels that after everything they've done to get where they are in terms of strength, Kakarot just wants to hand the Saiyan the powers of a Super Saiyan god. He refuses to do it. And to be fair, he kinda has a point. After all, he managed to achieve the form all on his own, so why not make Broly do the same? His rival counters for him to think about how powerful he would become, and how much he would push the both of them if they all trained together. Think about how much they could grow if Broly was using Super Saiyan God. He could push their current forms to new levels of power. It's a win-win for all of them. Grimacing, the prince questions if he's forgotten what happened before. He pushed them into fusing without the aid of Super Saiyan God. What makes him so sure he won't turn on him again? He's being too reckless with this idea. Goten and Trunks excitedly escort Broly to what we can likely assume is the site of the ritual, all things considered. Off-screen, Goku continues to argue that their wayward Saiyan ally won't go crazy again. He promises. Plus, if Zeno decides to hold another one of those tournaments, at least they'll have Broly to back them up without needing Frieza. Gohan chimes in to defend his father's ideology here. If worst comes to worst, at least they'll know they have someone to back them up in case of emergency. Prompting Goku to plead with his best buddy, swearing he'll never ask for anything from him again, including fusion. Just trust him on this one thing. After this, they can head back to Beerus' world or even go into the time chamber to see how far they can go with them. While he still feels like all of this is a terrible mistake, the prince decides he'll make him a deal. He will allow this under two conditions. Happy to hear, Goku beckons what they are. And simple enough. First, Vegeta never wants Kakarot to ask him to do fusion again. He would rather die. The other is when he becomes a Super Saiyan God. He gets to fight him first. And since he wants his rival's blessing on this, Goku figures that's fair enough. This way, everyone's happy. Giving Broly his attention, Vegeta instructs him to stand over there and to wait for him to give him the signal for when it's over. He reminds that he is not happy about this. But just so he knows, they have some unfinished business to tend to after this, demanding he move now. But first, he's a bit curious. What does he even do? How does he obtain the power they speak of? Vegeta explains that all he needs to do is stand there and be quiet. He will take their hands and do nothing. Once this is done, they can pick up where they originally left off before Kakarot ruined their battle. In attendance, Beerus and Whis, the former scowling at the fact that they're just standing around and taking forever. He shouts for them to hurry up and get this over with. He's tired of listening to them all argue. The angel interjects that it does seem to be Vegeta who is the only one against the idea, but it looks as though he too is letting up to it. The Saiyans gather as needed for the ritual. Goku chirps for everyone to gather around. They need to transform into Super Saiyans like they did before for this to work. Though Vegeta has to get out one more jab that if this goes wrong, it's all on his head. With everyone ready, Goku's ready to do this. He instructs everyone that they will also need to turn Super Saiyan. But here they go! As Broly ascends into the air and is encompassed by a ball of ki, our heroes look on in awe. One of them thinking it worked, but Vegeta, he just appears to be stunned, inquiring his rival if he also feels that power. Now sporting a brilliant shade of red, Goku spouts for everyone to just look at him. He looks incredible. He congratulates Broly on this new adventure for him. What's more, his energy now feels bottomless. His normal key signature has faded, so that means he's officially a Super Saiyan God. Nervous, but just stopped short of generating a bead of sweat. Gohan trembles that he sure does look more terrifying now. This makes him the third Super Saiyan God. He really hopes that Broly stays on their side, but this should be interesting. And his dad can't even begin to wrap his head around this right now. He bets that he's probably much tougher than he was when he fought at full power before, wondering if he can transform to a higher state like he did against Gogeta. Broly himself takes it all in. This power he has, it's different. It's strong, and its pressure is dense. He questions if he's really reached the same level of power as the two of them. If only his father were alive to see this. He won't let him down. He will master this power. When Vegeta abruptly slugs him in the face, he shouts that he better act fast and master this power as quickly as possible then. The behemoth stumbles but remains silent. Goku, however, protests what is he doing? He wasn't even ready. But the prince only argues that he owes him a fight, and now that he's reached this level of power, it's time to use it against him. Nearby, the God and Angel get a minor kick out of this. Beerus actually covering his face in shame, wondering why these three idiots always have to pick a fight with someone. Going Super Saiyan Blue, Vegeta wants to do this now. Super Saiyan God versus his superior. He demands that Broly hold nothing back. If he does, he will die. But today they finish this once and for all. Jumping after him, he scoffs that Broly has gotten stronger since their last battle, so he wants to see what he can do. Easily dodging Vegeta, the prince finds this impressive. One shot and his body is already shaking. This is exactly what he wanted from him. Now he knows what he has to do against him. Spectating, the younger generation wonders if Vegeta's okay. That punch really seemed to do a number on him. Goku says he'll be fine. He thinks he was just taken aback because he wasn't expecting Broly to become this powerful. Our giddy Saiyan can't contain his excitement. He thinks Vegeta's about to get serious against him though. He tells him that was a really good shot. Why doesn't he show him what he can do now? He wants to see where he stands. And this confuses the brute. Is Goku saying he would like to fight him too? If so, he welcomes the challenge. He wants to see how far this power can take him, instructing Goku to go Super Saiyan Blue like Vegeta. Not like he has to ask him twice. Goku complies and doesn't waste any more time. He beckons his foe to give it all he's got. As the pair charge after one another, Gohan looks on, unable to believe how powerful Broly is. If his dad isn't careful, this could be very bad. But before we get the chance to find out, Vegeta fairly interferes with their skirmish. This is his battle, not Kakarot's. In fact, he did this last time too, but not again. They agreed upon the terms of this arrangement and he will not have them taken away from him. Asking if he understands, Goku only questions what's the deal. He was only gonna spar with him for a quick second. Why did he have to go and ruin it like that? Not in the mood to argue, Vegeta reiterates that they are doing this his own way. Kakarot always tends to hog everything to himself and it's not going to fly this time around. But our usual hero contends that he only wanted to spar with him for like a second. Like he said before, he wasn't planning on fighting him for an entire year or something. He's taking this too far. But 1 second for this buffoon is the same as fighting someone for an entire year. So the answer is no. And if he doesn't shut his mouth and accept it, then Vegeta will have to shut it for him. Not backing down, Goku pushes him to just try it. Besides, he always likes to have the fun too. He always tries to ruin a good time. As the Saiyans quarrel with each other, Beerus quietly approaches the legendary warrior himself. He calmly states, "So this is Broly." He hears that he's quite impressive for someone with little to no battle experience. His power strikes the Destroyer's interest. It's been a very long time since he's had anyone push him to use his full power. He is in search of such a rival. And to be fair, this rival was stated to be a Super Saiyan God. While these two argue their lives away, what does he say the two of them have a go at it, to see if his premonition comes true today? Beerus expects nothing less than the power he used against the others a while back. And now that he's a god, he must be able to do so much more. But fight him? A god of destruction? Although the brute seems a bit hesitant on the thought. Beerus himself narrows his eyes and shouts, "That's right." He looks promising, so he wants to see what he has to offer. Nothing will get in their way, urging him to go on then. Show him the full extent of his incredible battle power. He's ready. With Broly's new state, Could it possibly prove to be the perfect balance of raw power and a tranquil mind? And if so, is he in fact the rival that Beerus saw in his prophecy, and not Goku?